Financial wellness. Reach out to them for advice at 855-DON-GINO. And now back to your hosts, Don Getling and Gino Fronti.
Well, we thank you for joining us again every Saturday, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. for the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show, where we share with you what you need to know, want to know, and should know about real estate, finance, and so much more, with our goal of guiding you to personal and financial wellness.
Well, our goal's been that since we started the show, Don. And, it's funny that we do the show, and like you like to say, we don't get paid for it. And ultimately, we forget sometimes to talk about what we actually do. I know when we first started, that's all we did was talk about mortgage, and now it feels like we don't talk about it at all. So I think we should focus on that for a little bit today.
We're givers. That's all we really do. We just give great information. We bring on great guests. Like, again, coming up next is going to be Myles McNamara with Comfort Keepers in-home care, basically helping you with, the elderly. And he's going to go over the details of how they can help you deal with a very difficult situation at times.
Yeah, it can be challenging. Like I said, I've experienced it personally. It can be challenging and very, very hard on the caregivers too sometimes. So if you've got family caregivers, don't forget to give them a break.
All right, before I forget, we wanted to share with you, we have a great event that we're going to be part of coming up in September 24th. It's going to be a blast. We got almost the entire Skyline Home Loan crew. There should be over 20 of us there, so you should join us. It's called Be the Light 5K. And it's going to be a blast because it's at night. Starts at 7 p.m. From 7 p.m. basically to 9 p.m. It's a 5K, run or walk, but you're going to be neoned out. It's going to be really cool. I know we're getting shirts, just so you know, Gino, you're getting a shirt that has neon lettering on it and stuff, and we're going to make you wear little neon necklaces and bracelets.
And probably a tutu and the whole get up.
Hey, Lisa, can we get him a tutu? A little neon tutu? That would not look good.
I wouldn't be surprised, though, Don.
That would not be a tutu. It would be a no-no. So, again, September 24th. Lisa, do you remember what park it's at? I forget where it's at. Well,
it should be. It's a really big event, so I think it's either going to have to be at the Mann Biomedical Center or at Bridgeport. Bridgeport's a big part. Bridgeport, right? Yes. Yeah, Bridgeport's a big part. We have a lot of events there.
And you can find out more. Go to BeTheLight5K.org. BeTheLight5K.org. It's going to be a blast. It's serving families facing youth substance abuse and behavioral issues. So it's a big deal out here. So we'd love you to join us again September 24th, 7 p.m. Check it out at BeTheLight5K.org. Skyline Home Loan is going to be heavily involved, and you should be too.
No, definitely. It's a really, really great event, and I'm sure it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yes. And we'll see if we get you that tutu.
Oh, my gosh.
All right.
It was a yoke.
All right. So right now, let's give you a little update of what's going on in housing. Of course, we feel like a broken record. We always let you know that inventories are low. We don't have enough homes for you right now. We have a lot of pent-up demand over 8 years of basically all of us waiting for the market, the job market, and the real estate market to rebound. It's rebounded huge. It's a great time because why? Rates?
You think?
Some of the lowest rates we have again seen in history.
Yeah, and even though a lot of talk about affordability being low, the reality is that affordability is not as low as people think. There's plenty of people still making money. It's just different. It feels maybe it is a little disproportionate when you look at the amount of people in the workforce. So there's less people still making, GDP's pretty flat, so
Yep.
You got less people making a similar amount of money. You got less people participating, but the amount of money that's being moved through the economy is similar.
Okay. So with all of that, the good news is, and we've been warning you, that if you're thinking about selling your home, probably now's a good time because you're going to have extra competition, aren't you, Gino?
We were joking about that and saying the builders are coming. And this year, in Santa Clarita alone, this year we had more new home launches than we have in years, probably a decade.
Yes, I agree.
The most new home launches, and quite a bit still being built out. And in fact, I'm aware of a project, where the old Saugus Speedway is. That's coming online, probably in the next 2 to 3 years. I know of another project, the one that Jim's working on over by Sand Canyon. That's coming online now.
It's a whole mall.
It's like 1,400 homes and commercial and a mall and a metro station. So we've got another 5 to 10 years of building, and if builders are willing to invest for that kind of timeline, it should be a good indication they feel pretty confident about the economy.
Yes, because you're going to hear about the bubble coming, the next housing bubble coming. But if you go to, again, nrecafe.com and check out our videos that we do for the National Real Estate Cafe, we've been letting you know, here's the factors of why we don't have a bubble. And there's a few of them. For one, the bubble came a lot because of loose lending standards, and we don't have that. Those of you that are buying homes actually qualify for them.
Yeah, I think every time I hear loose lending standards, I'm like, that just doesn't do it justice. It was so much worse than that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. You just see a bunch of guys running around going, breathe. Okay,
Yeah.
you get a loan.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is today it's very invasive, and we asked a lot of personal questions sometimes, and the reality is we dig in to make sure that you're not going to have an affordability issue.
Right.
So we're going to go back to, we already are in historical foreclosure rates, which are basically under 1%.
All right, so what we want to do is let you know that one, existing home sales, you're going to say it went down, but it went down from one of the hottest markets we've seen. But the media is going to jump on it and say housing's down. It is not down. Housing is strong. It's going to remain strong. New home sales were up. So a lot of people that were looking at existing homes bought new homes. So that was up 12.4% in 1 month and 31.3% year over year.
Time out with that. Let's talk about that for 1 second. A lot of times those reports can be skewed, because if new home inventory comes on the market, it doesn't come on at an even pace. It comes out in chunks.
Chunks, yes.
And so that's a report you got to watch. And that one's really important, that you watch the trend line.
Exactly. So we share that with you on a regular basis. So with the housing market being so good, the reason you need to really consider purchasing a home or purchasing your next home is, one, the main reason is interest rates are at all-time lows. You might be able to actually sell your home now that there's equity and purchase your next home without really changing your payment much.
Yeah, and the reason, a couple of the strategies you could possibly use for that is sometimes people are coming out of, let's say you used an FHA loan to purchase your first home, which was a good move, and now you have all this equity. Well, you have two choices there. You could probably try to refinance and get rid of mortgage insurance and save a few bucks on your payment.
We're doing that a lot.
Or you could buy a bigger home. If you've been in your home more than 2 years, use your capital gains exemption. Take that money tax-free. By the way, anytime you can make money tax-free, you should do that. Because it's like making an extra 30% on your money.
Right.
And if you utilize that exemption and utilize that for a down payment and buy a new, bigger home, you also get appreciation on that new, more expensive home. So a $700,000 house appreciates much more rapidly than a $400,000 house.
Okay, why don't we talk about this? We don't talk about, you always hear about the Don Gino show, but we actually do home loans. That's what we've been doing. I'm almost in it, almost 30 years. Yes, I started very young. But between our team, I mean, we have 60, 70 years experience, not including our other LOs, loan officers that have 10 plus years experience, each of them. So everybody that works at Skyline Homes is the best of the best. We're a local direct lender, been around since 1985, not the new kids on the block. We're in multiple states across the country, and we do one hell of a job, because our job is to really educate you and inform you what your options are and show it to you. Not even just in black and white these days. It's full color, 4-page.
Yeah, and the thing is, you also have to consider different lending models, right? So this is a business, though, although people tend to commoditize it. Sometimes you get what you pay for. I look at it a lot.
You don't get any more.
Well, I just look at it a lot like medicine, at the end of the day. And you could go into a little clinic in the corner, and it'll be cheap. It'll be a $30 visit, $40 visit, but I'm not sure that's who you want dealing with if you have some sort of cardiac situation that you really need a really great surgeon for. And mortgages are kind of like that. You can go online and go to Quicken or one of the other big online lenders, and you're going to get that kind of service. And
try calling that person back, whoever's assisting you. Does anything ever happen during a real estate transaction or after a real estate transaction?
Well, that's a good point, Don, is that if you're doing it on a refinance, well, that's a 50-50 gamble you can take. If you're doing it on a purchase, you're suicidal.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And if you want to be successful, we're going to let you know this is legit, whether you work with Skyline Home Loans or not. To be successful in our little bubble here in Santa Cruz with lower inventories, there's two things you need to do. You need to work with a local professional, real estate professional, one that's got a good reputation, has connections, is networked, and can find you those homes before someone else does.
Now, we're such a weird little bubble, Don, and I hear this every day. It's like, oh, well, that's an out-of-area agent. I'm like, it's 818. It's 14 miles.
Right.
It's not out of area. It's right there.
For here it is, though.
I know.
And then, two, you need to get pre-approved with a local direct lender that the agents believe in and trust. because then you have a lot better opportunity to get your offer accepted over someone else's. So when they see Skyline Home Loans on the offer, they know the loan's going to close, and they know it's going to close on time without surprises. That's really what you want with your lender. You want no surprises and them to give you good guidance and information.
And if there are hiccups, because recently there's been more hiccups than we've seen in the past, lots of liens coming up on sellers' properties, property line disputes, things that just come up, then you want to make sure you're dealing with a professional team that knows how to deal with those problems. And the only way you have that is through years and years of experience.
All right. And to find out more about Skyline Home Loans and our amazing team, our big family here, go to SantaClaritaHomeLoan.com, SantaClaritaHomeLoan.com, and you'll find out so much more about us. All right, stay tuned because as we mentioned before, we have Myles McNamara with Comfort Keepers in Home Care, one of the America's Professional Resource Group members that we just love. He is helping a lot of us out. A lot of you out there need to find out more, especially if you have aging parents or grandparents and you don't know what to do to help take care of them. Myles has all the answers when we come back to the Don Gino Rules Dating Finance Show. Don't go away.